Just bear with me, just waiting for the live stream to activate and I can get the link. Okay, just putting this through to Okay, just putting this through to Okay, I think we're all good to go. So the next step is to let you know that we've got a lot of well, I say a number of very special guests on the call today, and you're going to be listening to one of them in just a few moments, and then after we've seen this video that I've mentioned, we'll be able to open everything up and answer questions and whatever. I'm going to introduce you to the special guests that we have on the call. So bear with me 1 second. Just let me know if you can hear when I started off.
No, I did open my mic if I need to stop.
Can everybody hear that okay?
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful, thank you.
What? Sorry.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Well, maybe.
I'll start from the beginning.
No, I did open my mic if I need to start. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Well, maybe you can share with us when why you decided to do this and what inspired you. I mean, this was done without asking for it. This was just done out of free spirit, getting involved, understanding, and that's so. If you want to share with us, Phoenix, please go ahead.
So basically, I looked at the dashboard of Grace, and I looked at all of the communication with you guys in Circle, School, and there were multiple. Things that you guys were busy with, and I was just thinking, why don't you guys have something that just collaborate everything together, and instead of going to seven sites, just have everything linking with each other so that you can access it from one side to another. Also for the community to build something that keeps them positive and that they can communicate on. And then, of course, Donnie's thing from the start, Rena and Carol, the management group that approached me, they said that they want to focus on transparency and accountability and integrity. Now, I know that as a South African, integrity is something that we strive for. That is how we are brought up. But transparency and accountability is not always a thing in business. So that was their aim. And I said, okay, fine. If you want transparency and accountability, you need to show people what's going on behind the scenes. So when someone actually signs up, they need to be able to see exactly where they are on this matrix. They need to be able to go and search for themselves. But not only that, they need to see who came in when. They need to see from their team, who was put first, who was put last, because one of the biggest complaints, of course, was people are helping other people. Some people are in the main pack, and other people always have to, be at the end, even though they've started already a year ago or 2 years ago. So there was a lot of that, which was transparency all across the board. And then the other complaint, the other issue that people had was accountability, putting in a support ticket, not getting a response, having an issue with an email or this or that, not getting someone to sort it out for them. And so that was something that I took into account when this came up. It was just an idea that came up. And then, of course, everything went from there. There were certain things that I just couldn't understand, that I thought, as someone that has worked in a corporate environment and someone that's worked in a not so formal environment, that there's so many things that you can do so much better and quicker and faster and at a push of a button. So that is basically where the app started, the idea of the app started. And then also, of course, the passion, the drive of the management team wanting to do something different, getting people psyched up and happy about this and seeing the opportunity. So there was the business aspect of it as well, so that people can understand what is their investment doing? What if you do this investment, or if you make this investment into this platform, what does it do? What does it give you in return? How does it give you returns? How does the compensation plan work? Things like that. Because it wasn't really set out. Most people like instant pictures, fast videos, things like that these days. And then also they would like to have training to make themselves knowledgeable, because people work remote and online. So it was supposed to be something that focused on online, remote, entrepreneurial people that are retired, people that doesn't necessarily have to go, or don't necessarily have to go into the office every day. And if you go into the office, how are you going to access it so that it's still on your mobile device so that you can quickly check it, or just, have a rundown on a daily basis. So that's basically where the app started. So just to show you the app and to show you what it's all about. Firstly, let's just talk about the security aspect of it. That was our first thing, because we are actually from Africa. We know about all of these cyber attacks and all of the, the fraud and all of those types of things. We deal with it on a daily basis. So that was our first focus, is to make sure that we've got a 7th layered security at the backdrop of this whole application. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with a lot of tech talk, but it basically, it looks at things like authentication, verification, looking at your IP addresses and your SEOs, your browsing history, things like that, where it protects the system and it makes sure that we are not just onboarding any clown that has a device that wants to either launder money or do something that he's not supposed to be doing. So the security layer is like that 7th layered. And then, of course, when you log into the system, it remembers you. It remembers your device. It remembers your mobile device, your IP address, all of that type of thing. It also shows us when it can only be accessed via invite. So you're not going to be able to access it if you don't actually get an invite link from management or one of our administrators. And it's also, the invite only holds for that long. It expires immediately. Also, when it's accessed, when it's pushed, immediately it disappears on your side of the system. On our side, we can see exactly what happens to it. So that is how we could detect breaches. That is how we could detect people coming into the system and trying to basically either steal an idea or proprietary information or things like this from our PIF list and our funders list. Now, the PIF and the funders list is readily and easily available to everyone that's in the community. And the reason for that is also total transparency, because as we onboard, it takes the date and the time that that person onboarded, whether it's 1 minute or a second later, that person goes into the matrix on the exact time that he onboards. So we make sure that no one gets, pushed in advance or, it's fair. It's fair, it's transparent. And if you want to go and check, or if you want to moan about someone that came in before you or after you or whatever, all of the data is there and you can go and double check and you can query it. Also, our support team, our management team, everyone is always available, and we've got around about a 48-hour return. That is our goal, is to have a 48-hour response to any support ticket that we might have. But we've got an average of around about 3 to 5 hours that we respond and have everything done and fixed and finished and sorted for you. It actually shifted to 1 to 3 hours now after our last onboarding session. So it's really quick. It's immediate. Sometimes, or most of the time, it's immediate. It's very seldom that it goes over to a day or more than 24 hours. It could be maybe because of time zones or something like that. But even with that, we try very hard not to let it pass a day. in anyone's day, basically, on any time zone. So that's just the gist of the actual app. So the app is actually, it can be accessed via desktop, mobile, or tablet, and it is currently on the listing at the App Store as well as the Google Play Store to be approved. It's already paid for, so soon it will be available on your Play Store and your App Store as well. So you can just download it on your phone as just a normal app that you use. Okay, but you can save it to your home screen. You can access it via your home screen, and you can play with it and look at it and get all of the information. Okay, so this app, Team Aquila, is our app that we focus on feeding the funnel through to Grace Community. So we linked it up with Grace Community, and we built a dashboard for all of our people that we onboard so that they can see when we onboard, how many people we onboard, weekly, monthly, daily, all of that information. It tells you what we are currently busy with. There you can see pending is currently 1. Someone's busy onboarding. We've got 133 people already as funders that's in the system and already in Grace Community. We've got 241 PIFs, which only increased the last 2 days or 3 days because we started a new program to fund them. And then at the bottom, you'll see how much we already got in memberships for Grace, how much the subscription is that we got in for Grace up to date for the last month and a half, and then also how much we've been making for the last month and a half, generating revenue, subscription, and membership. Okay. At the bottom, you will see the PIF sponsored. Now, we haven't started the PIF sponsored in this app, and the reason is we are basically generating funds in another leg so that we can PIF everyone into the Grace Community, and that we will show you a little bit later. But as soon as we start doing that, then the funds that goes to Grace Community and the amount of people that we load onto the matrix will show in the PIF sponsored. And we will be the first people, I'm guessing, since this, I don't know, Shining Stars, I don't know all of you, just by the way, I'm very new to this. So we would be the first basically group that would be actually piffing in people when we say we're going to piff you. We are going to do it, and we're going to do it, in a short time frame. We've just this month, we've onboarded and we've piffed already just to get them into Grace, 50 people, and that we did in the last 3 days. So they are not reflecting years yet. I'll show you in the other app, but they're not reflecting years yet because we are generating the $120 or the $129 so that they have it ready when they come into the Team Aquila app. Now, if you go from the dashboard to the community, over here you guys will see that we basically started a whole community where people can see announcements, important that Grace Community puts out, any links that they need to go and watch, any training or whatever, or Zooms that they had for the week. It's usually their weekly Zooms that we put on here. We also put our own weekly Zoom on here. And anything motivational for the day, any inspirational things Donnie would post or Rena would post, and people would go through that as just a little bit to either get people back to basics or get them in a management type of mindset to understand what they are going to do when they work with this app and when they are in this community. And we just keep that updated to motivate people. If you go a little bit down, you will see that we've got chat rooms. We've got multiple chat rooms where you can decide which chat room you want to be in, and then you can speak to the community. This is public. It's for the whole community to see. It's kind of like Circle in school where you can chat and you can raise any grievances, or you can be motivating, or if we've got an event or we've got an onboarding session like we do have now, everyone posts over there and they get excited and whatever. We also have our WhatsApp chat group channel linked to this community. So if there's something that we don't necessarily want to put on this platform, it would be like maybe just something short that we want to say to our administrators or something like that. We usually do it in the WhatsApp group. We want to completely go away from WhatsApp and only do the application as soon as it's live on the Play Store and on the App Store. We are going to completely move away from WhatsApp, and this will be our communication going forward. If you go a little bit to the bottom, just below the WhatsApp channel. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, just above the WhatsApp channel, that little eagle over there, that's Eddie. He's our mascot. And he basically tells everyone everything on the training, or tells you exactly what our program is about. And he tells you about Grace and about everything that we offer. And then also, little Eddie will tell you there's an announcement at the bottom. That you guys will see a little circle there at the bottom. So when you've got a private message, so if I want to say something to Dennis and I don't want the whole world to see it, I would go to that little bubble. Rena, can you just tick on it quickly? And then there would be almost something like a Skype version of a discussion that comes up. If you can just type on one of the messages so that I can show them exactly the functionality of it. So little Eddie would pop up. He would say, you've got an announcement, just to say that there's a notification. And then, we would then message each other privately, me and Rena, or me and Donnie, or whatever. In this case, me and Dennis. If I want to have a video call with Dennis, I would be able to go and have a video call. I would be able to have a voice call. I would be able to attach any document, PDF, whatever I would need, presentation at the bottom. If I want to put a sticker and just say, God bless, or if I just want to say, get well soon, if Dennis is maybe sick, I can do that too. There's little stickers at the bottom that we can just share and just type up. And Eddie basically does all of that. He sees all of that and has like little stickers and stuff over there. Okay. And then, that's our community page. So the next one would be the matrix. And this is a complete mirror image of the matrix in Grace community. Okay. So it basically first shows you your matrix, let me just quickly check. Okay. So you can toggle it. You can basically see the full matrix, which is the Grace community matrix, how we are building at the moment. You can see the deepest level that we are at the top. You can see how many people we've filled it with. And then you can also see like a little green dot next to it, or a red dot. That is when someone has paid their subscription for the month or not. It reminds you as the actual profile owner, listen, you need to go and pay your subscription, instead of having to forget it the whole time because there's no one like telling you, okay, you now have to do it. So the system already tells you that you don't need to necessarily go and do it. It shows you who's under you. And then also, without you seeing it on our side as management or tech, we can actually see each and everyone's referral link in the block that they are on the matrix. So that makes it a lot easier. It also shows you what position is up next. So the matrix falls top to bottom, left to right as people onboard. And it also shows you how many positions is left in that level, which is the little white dots it tells you. And then if you go down to the matrix, Rena, if you can maybe just go to my matrix so that they can see. So this is the company matrix. Oh, this is my matrix, sorry. But you can actually toggle it. You can enlarge it if you want to see it, a little bit bigger. And you can, make it smaller. You can move up and down, left to right, if you want to see exactly who's where. Okay, so now if you go to the bottom, of course, Grace is the people that we are funneling all of these people to and who we invest in. So if you scroll down to the bottom, Rena, you will see that all of your Grace information, as soon as you set up your Grace, would be on that page. If you just scroll a little bit down, Rena, sorry, on the page, just down on the page, completely down. No, not on the matrix. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is all of your Grace information. Okay, so it has your Grace ID in there, your Grace referral link, your Grace login credentials. You put it all in there and you save it. Once you've saved it, if you want to access your dashboard, you just click on Grace login, and it automatically takes you to your dashboard, because Grace also remembers your email and your password. So when you go here, usually you would maybe see this for a second, and then it goes to your Grace dashboard, and you can see everything on your Grace as well. So you don't have to close something down or open 7 tabs or whatever just to get to Grace. This takes you everywhere that you need to be. Okay, so at the top of this matrix page, you'll also see your ambassador level, which is 1, 2, up to 7 in our case. And it also shows you whether you have paid your subscription or not, or whether you need to upgrade or not. So your ambassador there's a little ambassador, almost like achievement badge at the top of the matrix that either goes green or red. And that usually just tells you when you need to upgrade. So over here, you can see Rena's on ambassador 3, but when she needs to upgrade, that little badge over there is going to tell her to upgrade, and it's going to turn red. And then she needs to go and upgrade to ambassador 3 or 4 or whatever is next. Okay. Then to tell people what this is all about, we've got a compensation page. That page basically tells you exactly how we've gotten in subscriptions, how much memberships, how much revenue we've made, and why, and the whole schmeal. Sorry for the word. I don't know exactly what to say about that. The compensation plan tells you membership. It breaks it down for you. When you're on Ambassador 1, you're going to pay $9 membership, 20, 100, okay, in subscription or the store. Then Ambassador 2, this is what you pay for it. Ambassador 3, so it basically just shows you. It also highlights gold where you are. So wherever you are on your profile in this community, it will highlight it for you on the matrix over here, exactly where you are, if you want to search your position or where you need to be or what you need to pay. Once it's time for you guys to upgrade, it automatically shows you, it shows a golden circle around whatever upgrade you need to make, and then it will open it up for you and you can go and upgrade. Now, luckily, Rena paid her subscription. Otherwise, that little button at the bottom that says monthly subscription would not have been ticked green. So good for her. But you can also do your annual subscription, and you can, if you tick that green, then automatically both will be green. As soon as it, Rena, just go and tick that button next annual or yearly subscription. It will immediately give you the date on which you need to do your subscription again, and it will also flag red as soon as you need to do it. Now over here, just next to it, in that little structure that we've got over there, it tells you exactly where we are as a community, on which level, also where you are. That is the gold circled space over there. That is where you are in the community. And then it also tells you which level we are and how many people is in that level, as you can see at the bottom, at the very bottom one, that's already listed there. I think there's 5 people already at the very last level. Okay, and then after this, we've got our lists. Now, on our lists page, it's got our PIF lists, and it's also got, but first, would be our funders. If anyone wants to double check that, they can see the actual, we only show the name, the surname, the email, and then, of course, the date they onboarded and the date or the time they onboarded. And then their Grace ID we also show. We show whether they've been sponsored or not. We leave out their upline because we also measure the upline's progress on the dashboard so that we can see who actually brings in the most people. And we do like events. We sponsor them $100 or $500 or whatever. As soon as they've, gotten to, say, a certain amount of people that they're bringing into the matrix. So we've got all of that. Carol and our marketing, my assistant and my very, very great partner in crime, Anae, she actually does all of that. So all of the events, all of the training material, all of the PDFs, the resources, and they are now busy with an amazing video of our little mascot explaining you exactly what this does and how it works. So that will launch very soon on Monday. So they actually make sure that the events and the things like the music on the group, just motivating people, and all of the banners and stuff like that, that there's always something new going on, a new event, a new onboarding session, a new something, and they keep the group alive. It's amazing what they do. And then at the bottom, we've got our PIF list. Now, this is the pay it forward section that Grace actually is known for, and that Shining Stars is known for. We put everyone that struggles or that cannot make the payment on this list. It can be downloaded. It can also be seen who was first on the list, who's last. And then when you are a member, it also gives you, if you guys look at the very end, it gives you a function to sponsor. Now that function, that button is taken away for now until we've onboarded all of the PIFs and their money is ready. As soon as their money is ready, then one of our funders that already got them into the system, which at this stage is Team Aquila, because Team Aquila secured funding to make sure that we can help these people to bring them in. So we are assisting them now to also get their mindset ready and how to do all of how to manage their online remote entrepreneurial journey. And then as soon as that's ready, they're going to come in and we are going to sponsor one by one by one by one. Now, if you push this, there's going to be a little sponsor button over there. If Rena push this sponsor button, when she goes to her matrix, her matrix has a little sponsor achievement badge on there. And that is going to show how many times Rena has sponsored a PIF. 1 time, 2 times, because all of our funders are also members in the other app that actually helps these sponsors come in and bring them in and help them, train them. And our management staff is very much part of that in the Zooms that they give and in the training that they give to get the people in the right mindset to actually join the group. If we go a little bit down, we've got a calendar. That calendar basically shows you our Zoom dates. I mean, this is pretty much self-explanatory. We actually put in Grace Community Zooms. Our Zooms, we kept it light for now until the full-on training begins, because we are still working on the videos, and I'm sure you guys know how long that takes. And with the new AI technology and everything, we are trying to make it as amazing as we possibly can. So we've got training sessions on a Tuesday, and then on a Thursday we've got admin meetings, and then we've got our members meeting, and we've got the Grace Community link that we put up on Thursdays, every Thursday, that people can go and watch, and then they can join from the platform. They can see it in the platform, or they can direct to Zoom. So Zoom is integrated at the back, and they can go directly to Zoom if they want to join over there. On the resources page, this is basically where we put all of the info that you need to know, that you have to know. So your CTA is the first block that's highlighted. Things that like how to open your wallet, how to do this, how to do that. So little how-to videos on getting yourself set up and what you need to know about the platform. And then we've got tons of other resources, especially like for Grace. They've got an email. If you want to change your email, this is the procedure. This is the form that you need to download. So all of that types of things is listed in all of the codes below. There's also little motivational videos, things like Denzel Washington having a commencement speech, or someone from, say, you guys from abroad, say, having maybe like a public speaking or something that we want the team to see. We just add it over here, and people can go and access it whenever and however they like on their weekends or late at night, whenever they're awake. Then we've got a training section, and that basically takes you through every video to help you to become Ambassador 1. It takes you through the whole complete training. As soon as you start, it starts a ticker. It tells you how many days of training you did. And you can go away for a vacation. Like now it's summer holiday overseas. So people can go away for the vacation, and then they can come back and they can resume. So it basically tracks the tiered level training for the ambassador levels. And then lastly, it's just basically our support and our settings on the app. That basically, like I said already, we've got a 48-hour turnaround on all of our supports. You can go ask or look at the frequently asked questions. You can email our support team. They will get back to you immediately. Live chats with us. We love chatting to people. They usually give us maybe a new, they want us to put something on another page, or something like that. So the members are also always very vocal, and we keep them part of everything that we do, and we share any new things that we change on the system, we'll share. And also Donnie and them would also do the same when they've got Zoom meetings and stuff. They'll say, go and check out this, or watch this space, or look at this is going to be amazing, or whatever. And everyone just joins into the discussion and tells us exactly what they want. On the settings page, you basically have the ability to put on and off notifications, change your profile, your address, your email. Well, I wouldn't suggest email because I know it's linked to Grace, but it gives you the option to edit your information. Should you move? Should you, have change your next of kin, so that we know who to contact when something happens. And then also, if you go at the top, you'll see that there is also security functions. So you can change your password, or you can decide, okay, you want to add an authenticator. So you can add that. You can also change the appearance. So you can make it light mode, dark mode, whatever you want it to be. Some people have a sensitive eye, so then they prefer maybe a lighter mode or a darker mode or whatever. And that's basically it. It shows you also your profile picture at the bottom, your name, and then also your profile ID. And that is how we track you. And then, of course, we've got the management, and the tech has a report section, just so that you guys can see it. Maybe quickly, Rena, just show it to them. It shows basically the analytics, the growth, the breaches, the, whatever management needs to see, if they need to assist someone, if they need to maybe check, what our onboarding levels are, the community posts, to see whether the community is growing and engaging. They can check it all year, so that they can see, okay, now we need to do maybe another event, or we need to do something, this assists management to make sure that they always give the community what they need. So that all in all is the Team Aquila app, and that is the Team Aquila team. And with that said, all of this happened very quickly. It happened in the course of a week, and we've just been building onto it for the last month and a bit. And then we also quickly saw that, if we want to feed this matrix, and we want to change, because there's so much potential in that PIF list, and people that want to onboard and change their financial situation. So because we couldn't take in any funds, and because we didn't have any other programs, we vetted programs outside of our program to make sure we can actually set up people with a daily, a weekly, a monthly, and also is like a short-term investment type plan, which gives you return immediately, because we've noticed that if it's not with immediate effect, if people don't have instant gratification, it seems like they lose attention span, and it also seems like they lose interest. So we then went and we developed something that basically combines all of this together, which is almost like an online entrepreneurial platform that puts all of your projects together. So that is basically the Aurelis app until we have another name. That was the only app that I could come up with, because I've got an LLC registered under it. So it just that's how it was basically brought to life. And that was just something that because we had support staff as well that worked 24/7. I was like, how are we going to pay these people? It's terrible what we're doing. And then also, how are we going to help the PIFs?
Well, hello everyone. I imagine there's a lot of people who've got a lot of questions. What I'd like to do is to introduce some of the wonderful people that we met during the course of this meeting. This is an outtake from a 4 hour or 3 hour meeting I think we had. So if you'd like to pop your hands up, those lovely people from South Africa who introduced us to this, and then we'll say hello and have you introduce yourself. Carol, hi. And Rena, if you'd like to unmute. Sorry, go ahead and let me unmute. There you go.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. And nice to be here. Thank you, Paul.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all of this. I mean, we'll see what the community thinks of it in a few moments. But I mean, there was is Phoenix here with us?
I'm not sure. We did invite her.
Okay. When we first saw that presentation and we got to the very end of it, I did happen to mention that there was something very significantly missing that I noticed. And I said, well, that was actually a round of applause and a standing ovation. That was what was missing. So I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but that's certainly how I felt about it. So it's a pity that she's not here because I was hoping that she'd be available to answer some questions, but I'm sure you might be able to help with that, Carol. So what I'll do is the best way to do this, of course, is rather than have everybody talk at once, is for people to put their hands up. I want to make a point, though, before we start, and I think Carol might bear me out on this. What you've seen, of course, is an incredibly complex automated system. And it's something that, of course, we have been talking about and thinking that we could do that. We needed it. Of course, we needed it. The problem being, of course, is that the situation that Shobha was presented with was that she had started something months and months and months ago, and over the course of those months, everything fell apart. And I'm going to say to Carol, if you had to deal with the system that the matrix, if you'd have started this 12 months ago and gone through the same kind of mess, could this have been automated without actually starting with a brand new leg, which is what I understand you started with? It's to my mind, the only way this has been able to have been automated is because it started with a brand new leg, which you had complete control over. Am I right in that, do you think? Let me ask Rena perhaps to answer that one. If you'd like to unmute Rena. We can't hear you, Rena. I don't know if you are talking. You are unmuted, but we can't hear you, unfortunately.
Okay. Can
Oh,
you
there
hear
we
me
go.
now?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can. Thank you.
Okay. Phoenix also, she can't unmute because the host doesn't allow her to.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
tell you what I'll do is before you go on, I'll actually I'll set that so that everybody can unmute. But please
Okay.
put your hands up first, everybody. And let me just see if I can do that. Okay, host tools, participants. Yeah, everyone can now unmute, but please don't go ahead and do that. If you need to ask a question, please put your hand up. So yes, yeah, welcome Phoenix, because you've done an amazing job, obviously, and yeah, you definitely deserve a round of applause for what you've done. So sorry, go ahead, Rena.
Paul, if I can answer your question there.
Mm.
No, what happened is that we actually reached out to Bob Riddell and we explained our situation to him. And then he actually had a meeting with the top 7, and they decided to give us a version leg that's not in anybody's matrix, so that we can start a fresh leg and start to build on that, so that all of the other problems that used to exist and things like that is no longer there. So that's why we've started a virgin leg. And the development of the actual app and things came because we felt very strongly about transparency, honesty, and we wanted to build our group to ensure all our members knows exactly what is going on. Because personally, I don't believe in not knowing what's going on. I can't see where I am. I can't see where somebody else is. And after one of our members actually was blocked and just kicked out of the group because she only wanted to know where her husband was signed up and who was his upline. And for such a reason to get blocked and thrown out of a group, that just not it it really didn't sit good in our clothes at that stage. And then I just want to say all of this was offered to Shoba in April, and she rejected it. We gave her another month, and after the third time she asked me to change a link, email, I've just decided I am going to change my email, but it's not for you. It definitely is not for you. We are going to do our own thing. And that is how me and Carol and Donnie came together. And we decided we're going to just take a leap of faith. And we are going to do this separately. And we are going to implement this. And then we actually met up with Phoenix, and we said to her, listen, girl, we want something that's going to be mind-blowing, and we want something that is going to be transparent. Me and her first talk. And then I said to her, there's a lot of frustration. You must understand there's a lot of uh, uh, frustration between the members because of a lot of things. And she spoke to, out of her own, to a lot of our members, and she gathered the information. And after she gathered the information, she started to build this app for us. We started at the beginning of June, and she didn't have a lot of time to work on this. And the 17th of June, we registered our first members. And that we are just so grateful for what she has put together for us. And yeah, we won't look back. And that's how it started.
That's a fantastic story. It's such a shame that Shoba was so entrenched in her own ideas and thoughts, but that's how it is. We tried our best to change that, as many people did. So we had no option at the end of the day. I don't know if Dennis, if you wanted to say anything at all at this stage, or I mean, we can go over to questions. I'm sure there's one or two questions that people might have.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to repeat basically what you said yesterday, because when we saw this, it just blew our mind completely. It's no comparison here with what we have been struggling with for over the last couple of years. I have got nothing but admiration for these people that have put this together, because it is pure professionalism. And I just, my mind is absolutely blown with it, because it is so perfect and it's everything that we really wanted. But there was no way on earth that we would ever progress any further than we were. And in fact, as time progressed, we in Shining Stars were getting more and more stuck in the mud. We were getting nowhere. And I'm say to people that, if you're in Shining Stars, then really you're on a road to nowhere. The whole thing is going to grind to a halt, which is such a shame, because we started out with great enthusiasm. We've got dreams. We wanted to achieve those dreams. And or anyone here from Shining Stars tonight, you know that I have got my dream. I want to take a boatload of people down the rivers in Europe. And it's something I really want to do. But as time progressed, there was no way that was going to happen. But I believe and I know that it can happen here, because we are here on the right direction. And if we all work together, and there is the other thing I liked about this when we talked the other night was total harmony between all the people that are concerned here. And they even went as far as to say that if there was a situation where a decision had to be made, then they could make that decision even though all the members, admin members, weren't there, because they've got this unity and this trust between them, and they can do that. Yeah, I love it. I mean, when we first thought about looking at this, I thought we might just pull some good ideas out of this, and that would give us something to build on. But when we saw this, we thought, wow, it's ridiculous to think that we could do anything anywhere near as good as this. And if we can just step into this and work with you, wow, it's just everything but everything we could ever wish for. I love it, absolutely love it. I mean, it's just everything. It is so professional. It is. It's wonderful.
Can I?
Very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Dennis. I do just want to say that, I think it's important for us to remember that without Shoba's idea and without her starting this all off, none of us would actually be here right now, even here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we owe Shoba a great debt. Um, we all care about her. There's no bad feeling from our side, particularly. We're actually kind of happy about what happened in a way because it gives us a fresh start. Um, so there's no bad feeling, there's no animosity. We just, I really feel for Shoba now because I don't know where her future lies, in terms of what she can make of what she's got. I hope that they succeed. I genuinely do. I think they're going to struggle, but and I think we have, through the kindness of this community reaching out to us, and we're so grateful for that. I think that we have, a very good future ahead of us potentially. So yeah, so we appreciate Shoba, we care about Shoba. Um, we don't blame her for anything, other than the fact that she just wouldn't listen. And what can you do about that?
I mean, Shoba was the very reason I joined. I had looked at the Grace community, well, it was Des Alps at that time. I'd looked at it twice, and it was good, but there was nothing that really drove me to want to do it. But when Shoba spoke to me about this, and she told me about her PIFing program, first of all, I couldn't see how it was going to work. But then when I did get my head around it, I thought, wow, this is really something just totally unique. And this is why I joined in the first place. And we worked together and we made it work for quite a while. But then, of course, the wheels started coming off. And so we are where we are today. But I must say, and I do agree, Shoba, she's a complex lady. And she's talked to me in the morning. We talked for an hour or so every morning. And sometimes she'd be in tears because she felt so deeply for the problems that people had. And we had arranged to go all over the damn country to try and help these people. But then she's got this other side to her where she will not accept the help or advice from anyone. It's got to be her way, and that is the only way. And that is, I'm afraid, going to be her downfall. And it is such a shame. It really is. And so, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. There's a couple of people with their hands up. Actually, Carol had her hand up a moment ago. I was going to give the floor to her because obviously she might have had something very significant to say. I'm sure she has, but she doesn't seem to be here at the moment with her hand up. So, Lara, would you like to unmute and
Sure.
yeah.
Gosh, thank you for whoever put this together. Was it Phoenix?
It was Phoenix who was the developer.
And
Yeah, and
awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. So how are we going to move to the new platform? Are links going to be sent out, or where do we go to join, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
We're
Good
anxious to
question.
get started.
Yeah, many of us are. I don't know, Laura, if you received or if you were able to get access to a Google form that I sent
I
out.
did. Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So I knew in advance, of course, that having a timestamp to make things as fair as possible for people might be
Oh,
something,
gotcha.
yeah, might be something useful. And perhaps, it might be that Phoenix, can help explain what she thinks might be the onboarding route. In fact, they have they have an onboarding process. And again, Carol might like to describe that. But yes, if there
So
is
you'll
someone
go through
from,
the forms and kind of put them in, in order
yeah,
and then start sending links out. Is that how it's going to be?
I guess so. We haven't gone into that kind of detail at the moment, to be honest. So yeah, if Carol is here and would like to be able to explain that, or Arena or Phoenix, we'd really appreciate that, perhaps.
Okay, Paul.
So just kind
If
of
you
just keep an eye on the keep an eye on the chat groups and WhatsApp, and then we'll get further instruction. Is
Well,
that?
yeah, let's hear from Carol. I think Carol was about to start to
Oh,
speak.
okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hi, Laura. Hi there. Paul, okay, so basically what we'll do is we send the link out for you then to join the platform, our platform, and you come in and you register either as a funder or a pay it forward member. And then if you register as a funder, we then from there contact you and take you through the whole onboarding process with Grace. So I think after the Zoom, maybe tomorrow, just reach out to Rena, get a list of the members who are interested to move across, and then we can contact them individually and onboard them.
Wonderful. Let me just say that Dennis and I and Jenny and Graham had a meeting with Daniel, and Mike Lane was on the call as well. Had a meeting with Daniel, and Eunice also came to that meeting as a translator, which was hugely appreciated. We explained the whole situation. We explained we had nothing against Shoba. We'd reached this awkward situation, this awkward position. But we needed his advice, but we also needed his guidance really as to how we can move forward. So this is a very important process, and this is something that they've not allowed us to do lightly. But they're sympathetic to our situation, and they have given us permission to do things in a certain way on this one
Right.
occasion. So it's worth mentioning that we can't do this again and again, of course. The process is going to involve opening up a brand new email address to begin with. We know that Grace obviously prefer Gmail. They have said in the past that if it's not Gmail, then if it's one of the other main ones like Yahoo or I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but if it's one of the main ones, it'll probably be okay. It's only the more localized ones that they have trouble with to a degree. So if you have another Yahoo address, again, they have said avoid iPhone email or whatever it's called, iMail or something, because they have a problem with that, with the programming. So we need to just be aware of that. So once we have created a brand new email address and we've been able to rejoin Grace, before that, if possible, what we should be doing is going into our existing Grace accounts, going into our profile. You won't be able to change the email address there, which is why, of course, you need a second email address, a different one. But what we need you to do is to remove your names and all the personal information there and just put some zeros or some ones or some single letters there, because then when they show up in the matrix, they'll be very, very obvious that they are, lost accounts or dead accounts. Okay, so don't leave your details in the existing previous account. Make sure you go back in there and remove as much information as you can. If there's any commission in there, you withdraw that by all means, of course. So yes, make sure, we will talk about this a lot because it does need to be done in a way that's acceptable to Grace because we don't want to upset Grace, of course. But they have given us very special, permission to do it in this sort of way. So yeah. Colleen, you've got your hand up. Would you like to open up your mic?
Yes, it's great to see everybody here. I tell you what, this has been a long time needed. And I'm
Yeah.
glad to see Dennis here, Graham, Jenny, all of them. I mean, Dennis, I missed you on the last few. And I'm very positive in this move. And I love Schober. There's no way you can say the woman isn't a genius because she created it from the beginning. She'll always be that creator, always remembered that way. But we do have to progress in a way that is very adaptable to our surroundings. I mean, we have to be connected through internet, we have to be connected through apps, and everything really needs to be like we just saw, a platform that will help us grow. Now, my question is the ones that have already are ambassador. I'm I don't have any legs, so I haven't been able to go anywhere. But the people that do and et cetera, does that follow with them, or do we not know any of that yet? Do we stay? Are we starting fresh? Like I'm starting at zero, A and B zero, and then moving forward? Uh, that is my question because I don't have a problem with being here on this platform. In fact, I advise my people to go here and listen to what we have. So with this, we're going to boom. So that's my question. If we're going to all start fresh, is that how it's going to happen?
Let me invite Dennis perhaps to give you his view on that because he
He's
is
the one.
essentially AMB7.
Yes.
I'm on AMB7 and I've got over 2,000 people in my downline. And so I will lose all that and I will start completely afresh. I'll be zero. And so when I come in here, I start absolutely afresh.
Okay.
And I'm happy to do that.
I understand.
I know I am going to make more money here faster than I would. In fact, I don't think I would make any more money if I stayed where I was.
Right.
Because everything is dying.
I think just to
Sorry.
say that I think the tragedy is not so much that you're losing your AMB7. The tragedy is that had you stayed at AMB7 in Shining Stars, you had very little chance of earning any more money.
Yes,
That's the tragedy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't mind telling you, I've earned over $25,000 so far. But right now I haven't got anything because I've put so many people in, and I've helped so many people because it's so sad, that so many people are absolutely destitute. I've had people who are being thrown out of their houses and they've got children. One guy in particular, he actually ran a business from his front room, and he was selling, it was street food he was selling, and he was going to be thrown out of his house. And he got children, and we couldn't let that happen. So I paid all his debts so he could start all over again.
Yeah.
You're a blessed man. You're a blessed man, Dennis.
But I didn't mind doing it, but Shoba said, that's all right, Dennis, you go ahead, you do it next month, you're going to have more money than you have this month. I thought, great. And what happened? I got 50 cents. I got $1. It was ridiculous. And that's how it's gone.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine that when I saw this the other night, I thought, wow, this is so just beautiful that we can all start again, and we would bring in people in. I willingly bring people into this, but I daren't bring anyone in to Shining Stars. So
well, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah.
Carol, did you want to jump in before I ask Beverly to chat?
Yes, I basically just want to say I know it's very sad that everybody needs to start afresh, but there is so much love and grace in our group that we are happy to move as a team and as a community because everything is so transparent and open. You can see where you are. And I think that's what inspires everybody to assist and push so that we get our levels completed. And currently, we've just completed level 6. So if you decide to come in now, you're basically going to be coming in on level 7, which is still relatively early. It's our foundation that we're building. So that's wonderful. So you'll be coming in on in early days. But I do want to also mention, as much as we want to assist the BIFs at this stage, we do really need the funders. That's very important.
Absolutely.
Once you've built your foundation, then obviously you can look after our BIFs. But it's important that we try and promote funders at the moment. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. And it's worth mentioning, of course, that you guys already have a program which can be, it might be described as a feeder program, which people can join who've got, very little funds, can't do the 129 straight away, but they can get into that program and actually build up an income, which will then allow them to join Grace through the community as a funder, as a fully paid up funder. I think is that, and we're going to be looking at one or two. I know you guys have one or two things to look at, and I know, we're talking about one or two other things that I'm, connected with that we might also look at as well. But that essentially, that's one of the big differences is that you guys have kind of organized, a source of funding that's going to help the community, those who can't afford the 129 straight away.
Correct, a plan B. There always has to be a plan B.
Fantastic, yeah.
So,
Thank you. That's wonderful. Wonderful to hear. I think that's going to be extremely helpful, obviously, and encouraging for a lot of people. So, Beverly, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes, I think it's been answered, but I'll just say it again. So I have to start all over, even though I have paid for the year from my back office. That goes away. All of that goes away.
Unfortunately, yes, but that's true.
Okay.
And of course, everybody,
Okay.
it's difficult, it's challenging. Everybody does have a choice, and of course, the
Right.
choice is pretty obvious in a way. But if someone like Dennis can give up his AMB7 in favor of something that he knows and sees is going to be so much better, then I think, writing off an AMB7 position is pretty significant. And so, whatever we might have to write off, we might regain much quicker than we would any other way.
Yes, I don't have a problem with it. I just wanted to be clear. So
Sure.
when I go back to the people that I invited in and I'm telling them we've got to move. I
Yeah.
want to be able to have all that information for them. Now, then my last question, those funders, not the funders, did I understand we can put funds in like a bank or something to help PIF people in? Is there a savings or something? I wasn't quite clear on piffing people in, and if I had $100, if I didn't have the whole 120, I could put it in a pot, like, and I wasn't quite clear on that. Can Carol
Sure.
explain that?
Yeah. Thank you, Beverly. Yeah. Please go ahead, Carol, if you're there.
Beverly, no. We have a second project called BTC Wealth, which we are currently using as the plan B, and that is a short-term project that allows us to PIF our PIFs sooner. So essentially, you pay $65 to join. It also currently works on a a linear matrix system, and you invite 14. You invite 14 people, and the first two payments open up your commission. Your third person that you invite is you receive your funding back, and your fourth and your fifth payments takes you to slot number 2. But in that lineage, you will receive 6 payments. So it will allow you in a short space of time to in fact build the funds to move to Grace through Team Aquila. So essentially, as we all know, Grace is a long-term project. So we brought the BTC Wealth in to allow our members to generate an income as a plan B, as a buffer as well for your Grace subscriptions, should you end up being at the bottom level of the matrix. So you will constantly, depending on how fast you build, you will have a constant income flow from BTC, which will funnel through and fund your Grace subscription. As you know, some of us waited nearly 10 months before we received any funding through Grace. And in fact, I was on step 12 and I didn't move. So there's sort of a multiple function for that. You're going to puff someone in, you're going to pay for your Grace, and you're going to put money in your pocket. So you're going to build a little kitty on the side, and our Aurelius platform is in 3 tiers. So it will open up multiple ventures where you can have short-term, medium-term, and long-term investments. So along with Grace and along with our Aquila platform, we've showcased Aurelius as, we can say it as a vault that will open up other ventures that can assist you earning some extra money. So for now, you are welcome to come into BTC if you do not have your 129, and that will allow you then to build, to get additional income, and then we move you through Aquila onto the Grace platform. I hope that answers your question.
I will try to soak that in for the time being. I'll ask later. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
You're welcome.
Anyone else with any questions? I mean, there'll probably be a lot of questions that, come to people's minds over the next few days. There's, due to the number of people that I think are probably going to be very interested in switching over, I think. It's going to have to spread over a few days. We don't know an exact time frame for that. As Carol said, the people who can fund are the most important to begin with. That's just fact of life, unfortunately. But at least there is an option, a plan B for those who need a bit of a boost. So yes, don't expect this to happen overnight, but we obviously want to do it as quickly as we can, get everybody earning money as quickly as we can. Jenny, would you like to go ahead?
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us on this call. I just wanted to say that when we had the Zoom call the other evening with Carol and her team, I felt like I was being mowed down by a giant tsunami with all the information. And it took me, I'm a 24-hour processing person. It takes me sometimes 24 hours to process information, especially when it's delivered in one scoop like that. So I just want to say to you all that if you are feeling right now that you have been flattened, then just give yourself time and breathe, sit up and dust yourself off, because once you see and you understand what we have here and the the gratitude that I now feel that this team reached out to us, reached out to Paul, I couldn't be happier for the whole community that want to come along for this ride, because this is exactly, well, this idea was exactly what we were trying to promote and trying to create for months. We could see that we could not scale up with what we were doing because we are human, and no matter how many helpers we had, we would have to, all of us, spend a lot of time on our computer every single day. So I can't express my gratitude for this team and what they've done, and Phoenix especially, in putting all of this together in such a short time, 7 days. And she has a little baby. All right. Now, I know she said that she's used to not having sleep because she has a little baby, but I can tell you right now, if I didn't get any sleep over a 3 or 4 day period, you would not want to come within QE of me. I can promise you that. So just stay with us. We do have a process in the workings, and we're going to go through that strategically. We're not going to be scatty and silly with this. We are going to go forward very methodically, and no one will be left behind. Thank you.
I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Mike Lane, actually. Well, his eyes popped up, his ears popped up. Because, yeah, because, you know, without being approached by Rena, in fact, we were going to have a pretty good shot at creating something with Mike's help, because Mike, you know, has been doing some wonderful things with AI, and he himself also, you know, produced something that Shoba temporarily did adopt a while back, and it was a, you know, it was a similar kind of automated system. When I say similar, you know, we when Mike saw this, I think you might want to speak for yourself, Mike. You know, compared to what you had done, which we were going to have a pretty, you know, even with what you could offer, I think we would have still surged forward, but nothing like the way that, you know, we might be able to now. I mean, what would you say about that, Mike?
I'd have still been working on this about for the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
it's amazing what she's done. I know how she's done it, but she's very clever. And I wish her the best, because it's something I want to join.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Michael. Edward, would you like to open your mic and ask your question or say what you'd like to say?
Yes.
Have you got two bits of equipment open, like a phone and a tablet or a laptop or something? Because we're getting.
Is that better now?
Yeah, it is. Well, yes, thank you. Perfect.
Okay. Man, all I want to say is I'm in Shining Stars since December 2025. I've got 2 people under me, so I've got $301 altogether. I spent about $819 getting into Grace. We were 4 people, and the others has nobody underneath them. I then decided a month ago, 18th of June, I've put my son in to Aquila, and yeah. From then, he received $300 already. And I just wanted to let everybody know, for me, it was a great move putting him in. I couldn't go in because we paid our $80 yearly fees. So I've put him in Aquila because I didn't want to leave Shining Stars. And yeah, it was great. It was a good move just for me moving over to Shining Stars. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charlie, would you like to open your mic?
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Just about. You're a little bit quiet. I don't know if you can go a little bit louder, but.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, you're echoing as well a bit. I think somebody's still got mic. I think it might be. Try now. Yeah, that was Edward.
Yeah.
That's okay. Carry on.
First of all, just before the question, just an observation. If we're going to be closing down a lot of our positions and moving across, that will leave an awful lot of holes in the Shining Stars matrix. So we might be prepared to have a little bit of hostility there and anger for closing down so many positions and moving into a new leg. Unfortunately, I think it's necessary. And also, I would like to thank Team Aquila for the fantastic job they've done, and thank you for inviting us to join you. And yes, I'll be very excited to join you. Question is, and I don't expect an exact answer, just a kind of a ballpark figure. How fast do we expect to move on this? I mean, Shoba was talking about doing 2, maybe 3 levels a month. Is that realistic, or we expect to move a bit more steadily paced? As I don't expect an exact answer, just a kind of rough idea how fast we expect to move once we get going properly.
Anyone from Aquila would like to try and attempt to answer that?
Okay, Paul, I will do that.
Okay.
And then I will give it over to Phoenix as well. We do not try to give unrealistic information to anybody. We've learned our lesson regarding that. So we tell people that it will go as fast as you are inviting your 2. This system is built on 2 by 2. So the faster you can bring in your 2, the faster the momentum will pick up. So we have got another team that's also going to join us as from next week, from the USA. And so we are quite positive. As we already said, we are filling up our level 7. So you know exactly where we are. So that depends on you, how long you will take to join the team. That will start to decide on how fast you will move up. And again, it depends on everybody that comes in, how fast they will get their to join. Sorry, Phoenix, over to you.
Sorry, can I just interject there, please?
Yeah.
Just to make sure I understand this. Under the Shining Star system, I could introduce 2, but they wouldn't necessarily be put under me. They're more likely not to be put under me and be put under somewhere else. Is your system the same, or you're saying if I introduce 2, the things will move faster? If I introduce 2, will they come under me or not?
At this stage, we are still building on the foundation. We are going to build up to about level 10. And then from there on, we will encourage people to get in there too, and they must do the same. Because if a level is 2,000 to 4,000 strong that you need to get in on to complete a level, the people that's from the left side will get their 2s very fast, but then the members on the right side will have to wait some time. So at one stage, we will have to divide the matrix in, say, 4 legs at the end of the day, and to get the levels shorter so that we can equally build faster, if that makes sense. Okay, so at some stage, we will have to say to every member, listen, bring in your 2. If you've got your 2, come in, register, let them register immediately so that you get your input back, and then they must do the same. But we will still keep on helping to complete that level with individuals that wants to come in, and we will place them from left to right where there is gaps so that the levels do stay in a straight line, because that affects the bonuses at the end of the day. So we will make sure that even if somebody else starts to build, we will still keep on ensuring that we will keep the levels filled up, so that there's no gaps and things like that starting to create. Because gaps is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, and it will always have a bad influence on somebody else. So we will try to keep on building the levels. Even if we have done the foundation, we will still keep on building the levels from left to right. Yeah.
Okay. So initially, if I bring in two, they will go below me, but anyone
Yeah.
else that comes in
Yes.
ad hoc will be filled in the gaps.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, they will, but they will stay in the matrix in that manner, because they will, at the end of the day, fall under you. If you already have got your two, then we suggest that if you bring in more than two, help the team and put them under somebody else then, so that we can keep the levels straight.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks, Charlie. Graham, you've got your hand up. Would you like to ask a
Oh,
question?
seeing as I'm the only one of the five of us that hasn't spoken, I'd just like to say I can't add to really what's been said here tonight. It really did blow my socks off, and I actually did wave a sock on the meeting, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Or other people thought so. They just been blown away, and I endorse what everybody said about Shoba. We wouldn't be here without her. And I'm still supporting Shining Stars in a way, because a lot of people relied on my easy to read synthesis for the meetings. So I spoke to Chris Potter, he asked me about it, and I do have in fact sent him the synthesis for the corporate call yesterday, and I hope he has posted it, because he thanked me for it. And so I just want to give a message to the deaf community and the people that rely on these synthesis, that I will continue to provide them for them, because it's not their fault what's happened. So that's pretty much all I've got to say, and just to thank you all, and thank you for the team from South Africa who invited us to look at this. And I really am looking forward to the future, for me and for all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, Graham. Okay. I'm surprised there's not a lot more questions. Oh, well, there we go. Jolene. Jolene, would you like to unmute? There doesn't have to be more questions. I mean, it's I think we've done a really great job if there aren't that many questions, but there's bound to be more questions, I think, that come up over the coming days. But go ahead, Jolene.
I think I put my hand up by mistake. but
Okay.
but nevertheless, I am very delighted. And I'm for the first time in a very long time, I feel the excitement. I'm the gratitude back in my life, and it's just wonderful. So I have so many questions about the whole app. It went by me so fast. And I think a question that came up to me is, how are we going to share it with new people that aren't already on Shining Stars? Is there a way that we can explain Grace other than going to Grace and showing their video and their PDF? But is there going to be a way that we can then reach out to new people to share this, to bring in more people?
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I would say absolutely, yes. We have many resources. We have many people in the community who've got great skills, great capabilities, extremely creative capabilities, very many people who've got very technical capabilities as well. I did, I don't know if you saw it, weeks and weeks ago, months ago, actually, a presentation that included the Grace compensation plan, but specifically how it was, how Shining Stars used it and applied it. And of course, the same would apply in this situation. So I'd be very happy to do that. That's more of a training video. I don't think we need to go into, when we're first approaching people, we don't really need to go into a lot of detail like that. One of the wonderful things that we can say when it comes to Grace is, well, how would you like to have your own e-commerce platform? So when you go to online to buy something, would you like to go to an e-commerce platform where first and foremost you're going to get a very generous discount, but equally, if you want to take it a step further, you can begin to benefit from some significant commissions as a result of that. So let's show you how, if you're interested in seeing more, let's show you how you might be able to achieve that and show you how our system works, see what you think of that before you take a step of joining our community or joining the marketplace. The marketplace for me, I don't see why anyone would necessarily join the Grace marketplace when there is 1,000 others out there. Why would somebody specifically come to Grace unless we had said to them, that this is a fantastic place to buy things from? And so I don't think we'd need to be saying that to people, true as it might be. I think what we would be saying to people is, well, come and have a look at an e-commerce site, which is very, very easy to use, very user-friendly, but also can offer you an additional income potentially as well. So I don't know how you all feel about that. But for me, it's all about having a conversation. It's about showing what we have to offer and, meeting people's needs really and solving problems. So that's how I've sort of always approached marketing, at least for the last 2 or 3 years, when I suddenly decided to learn how to do it properly, in my opinion. But in the opinion, perhaps, of many of my mentors who I've had, great privilege to work with over the last few years. So yes, there are ways. It's not that difficult, I don't believe. It's just a matter of approaching it with a certain mindset, with a certain attitude and a certain set of tools, perhaps. Really not that difficult, and it's it's sort of an easy sell in a way. So anyway, we will no doubt put up, be able to set up training programs, etc., for anyone who needs any help and advice with that. And it's actually one of the questions that I do personally want to ask is, to what extent can we create our own community? I'm not even sure whether that's necessary. I think we want to be part of the Aquila community without doubt. But I'm just wondering, to what extent we will be able to perhaps have a little community. And it seemed, I think, from what Phoenix was describing, that would be possible, that we would have access to the wider community, but also potentially, a group of our own where we could participate in training and so on. So perhaps, did that answer your question, Jolene?
It has. And one thing I want to put out is I had submitted an idea of creating a simple website that would have some of that information on, that we could just, without the onboarding on the website, but how we would, that we could then use that simple website to send to friends and people that we know.
Yeah.
And I think we could put everything together on a simple website that we could all share very, very easily.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. That's not a difficult thing to do. And,
right.
Mike and I talked to some extent about that. But as I say, it's not a difficult thing to do. But even if you just have a video to send to people as a first, point of introduction, that can often be all that's needed, really. But a website is good. A website is kind of, it's a bit of a throwaway, I think. Right? I'm not that much in favor necessarily. I understand, the need to a degree, but I would rather talk to somebody personally rather than just send them a link and say, go look at that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a personal connection. But followed up with just information that they can look at, that you don't have to explain.
Yeah.
But then you can follow up and even be on while they're watching it,
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah.
If I can say, I mean, what has inhibited me from doing that for so many weeks, so many months even, was, what I kept asking myself, well, what am I introducing people to? They're coming into Shining Stars where there's a lot of unhappy people for all good reasons. So that really had held me back. But now I feel as if, the world has opened up. I can talk happily to whoever and show them something incredibly positive. So
Exactly.
whole different
Awesome.
ballgame.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Joyce, hi. If you'd like to open up your mic.
Hi. I was speechless when I saw the system. Fantastic. My question is, I probably missed it, but do we join Team Aquila, or are we joining a separate leg?
Essentially, we're joining Team Aquila in their system, and the way that they, the way that they use their system or apply their system. Yes.
Okay, great. No, that's what I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Charlie, hi. You got your hand up.
Hello. Thank you for having me back on again. With the new messenger group you've got set up, and the form, the Google's form you've had people fill out.
Yeah.
I know it's very early days yet, but are you receiving a very, very good response from people, or an average response? Well, I know some people are away on holiday, and my daughter's camping, so there's a lot of people haven't had a chance to respond yet. But what kind of response are we getting from the team so far?
Well, the original messenger group maxed out at 250 people earlier today. I then opened up a second one as a spillover, and in fact, well, it was a way of saying, okay, if you're really serious about this, come and join this other messenger group. And that got to in excess of 100 people within 4 hours. So then I sent out the Google form, and the last time I looked, about a couple of hours ago, that had 100 people on it as well. So yeah, I'll let you draw your own conclusions, basically.
Well, yeah, it's going very fast, isn't it? There's a lot of interest, and like I say, I know my daughter's away camping. I've got another friend who's on holiday, so there's a lot of people haven't had a chance to process it yet. So yeah, looking like we're going to be pumping in a lot of people, which will be good for everybody and extra growth.
Yeah.
And the other thing is going back to what Jolene asked about promotion, how we're going to promote it. Could I ask how Team Aquila are promoting it? Do they have anything in place for promoting it?
That's a good question. Yeah. Anyone from Team Aquila would like to answer that for us?
Yes, Paul, we are busy setting up a few things that we are going to use for promotional items, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And again, wonderful to be on board with you. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you very much. And I'm English. We don't get excited, but I'm excited.
Yes.
We don't get excited, do we, Paul?
Well, yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I think during the first call, I think rather than get excited, we all fell off our chairs. We were all picking ourselves up off the floor, basically. Anyway.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Edward, hi, would you like to unmute again and ask your question? You're still muted, Edward. We can't hear you. Can we come back to you in a minute? And I think Jay's got his hand. We'll come back to you in a minute, Edward. Jay, would you like to open up your mic?
Yeah, Paul. Sounds very exciting. So I guess what I heard from Team Aquila is if you're prepared to pay again, you'd be strategically placed then, right? They're looking for payers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps Carol would like to comment on that, or Rena.
Right, Jay, yes. Look, currently it would be to your advantage to come in as a paid member. As I said, we are currently building on level 7. So if you can, by all means, we obviously going to encourage funders to come in. as soon as possible, you're going to get a very good place in the matrix.
I think if I can also say, the foundation that Shoba set in, gearing this towards a humanitarian effort and attracting people who really got behind that and who are still behind it. And I'm sure most of the people here, are very attached to the idea of helping others. And so we still will have that opportunity, of course, as we, benefit from receiving commissions. We can contribute to helping others without a doubt. And I think that that's going to be something that will give us all immense joy to be able to do it, frankly. So yes, I've forgotten the question actually. But, that was Jay, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah.
I like that idea as
Sorry, go
well.
ahead.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was just saying I agree wholeheartedly with that. Just have to generate some revenue. That's all.
Yeah, right. Well, of course, there is the plan B. There's another plan, and I think I can say from our point of view, from our community, from everyone in our group, from Facebook, I'm talking about the group that I set up, which I've been working with over the last year, and Jenny's a member, Dennis is a member. We will definitely do everything that we possibly can to help within that community as well. Um, and maybe contribute, some thoughts and ideas about other ways of producing income as well. So yeah, that's definitely something that we'll be considering. Thanks, Jay. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Edward, I see you've been able to unmute. Would you like to ask a question?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I just want to know, well, on hindsight, I've enrolled 4 people in December in Signing Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, I enrolled my son a month ago, on the 18th of June, and he earned 300,000 already. On hindsight, I should have taken all of them over to Aquila. But I just want to find out, I've put those other 4 people on Graceful Renegades today. How is it going to work? Are you guys going to stop the agreement we have with Signing Stars? Or do we have to design at Signing Stars so that we can join Aquila?
Well, Shining Stars is a community. It's a team build, in effect. There's no contract, I mean, a verbal contract to a degree, if you like, but the contract I think was broken from both sides a long time ago, through nobody's fault, really, through the difficulties and challenges that Shining Stars faced over the last year or so. So I don't feel as if we're bound to a contract personally. I think that the most important thing for all of us is to progress with the purpose that we joined with, which was number one, to help support ourselves, and number two, to help support other people. If we cannot do that through Shining Stars, then obviously we have to look at alternatives. So for me, there's no contract. The actual process, I'm not sure that there's any reason to remain in Circle, but we're not going to tell people to leave Circle necessarily. They can stay and do whatever they wish. We don't impose rules and restrictions like that. The other thing I would say, sorry, can I just say that what will be necessary is to, relinquish your existing account with Grace, if you have an account with Grace, and start from scratch. And we've already said that. So just to make that clear again. So yeah, sorry, go ahead, Edward.
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to ask you. You're not allowed to have 2 accounts in Grace. So basically, I need to resign in Grace on that 4 people that I now want to bring over into Aquila. Is that right?
Yeah, there's not a formal necessity, to formally resign as such. All that's needed, and we had this conversation with Daniel, and that's why we had the conversation, to clarify this. What we need to do is to set up a brand new email address for ourselves, go into our existing account, and remove all of our personal information as much as we can. The only thing we can't remove is the existing email address, because that can only be done by Grace. But if we remove everything else and we just put in zeros and A's and B's or whatever in all of the text boxes for our profile, that will indicate that that's a dead account. Because when you open up the genealogy and all you see is numbers and maybe a letter or two, you're going to realize that that's a dead account, and they will then realize that, and at some point they'll do a compression perhaps and get rid of all of those accounts, because they'll all be dead at that stage, assuming they've all been abandoned and we've all opened new accounts. So it will be a case of having a new email address and joining Aquila and their network, their matrix, having been given an affiliate link from Aquila. So yes, we would need to clear the previous accounts, get rid of all the information. We don't necessarily need to do a formal resignation, but we do need to open up a second account with a brand new email address and fill in the profile, properly in that new account. So I hope that answers that question.
Answers are done 100%. I'll do that tonight still. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Hello, Jane. You've got your hand up. Would you like to come and join us?
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Sorry, I did miss probably the most important part of the call, the beginning. A couple of people know I'm still recovering from surgery, so I just didn't wake up great this morning, but
Sorry,
all
dear.
good.
Get well soon. Get well soon.
Thank you. Oh, yes, I will. Working on it.
Good.
I guess a couple of questions with our current accounts. So I've been myself and then 4 sort of family members that I've been managing accounts for, and I think 3 of us have money in our crypto wallets. Can we get money out of those crypto wallets?
Again, it was a question that came up with Daniel and Eunice. Thanks to the fact that Jenny has some money in her crypto wallet. I don't know if that's going to be true for many people. So if it were true for an awful lot of people, we'd be giving Eunice quite a headache in a way. But he has said what can be done from their end, because of programming and everything else, is that any money in the crypto wallet can actually, well, the way that he put it, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, one way or another it can be done, okay? But what he was saying was, I think, that if he's got the information, which of course is, that's an obvious thing, he can actually then reposition or replace or move that wallet to a new account. So that's one way of doing it. Alternatively, of course, the new account will have its own wallet, and provided, again, if Eunice has that information, one way or another, he can transfer the funds from the crypto wallet to another wallet. He cannot send it to an external wallet. He can only send it to a Grace wallet. Okay. So there is that. And so what we might do is put together a list of people who might be in that position. So before you go and eliminate your existing account, let us know, if that's the case, and then we will work with Eunice to try and sort that out. So they were so sort of understanding, sympathetic, and helpful. It was incredible, and it's just a mark of not just Daniel's, kindness and care, but also Eunice as well is much the same.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a really enlightening call from that point of view. We've met Daniel. Those of us who have been lucky enough, we know what Daniel's like. But to hear Eunice, they are on the same page completely, and that was a wonderful thing to discover as well. So we're with such a phenomenal company and group of people at Grace that, and to then be coupled with this community as well. I mean, it's just, we're a bit overwhelmed with how grateful we feel. I think probably a lot of us feel that way right now. But,
No, that's lovely. Okay, well, my second question was, I haven't seen the Google form yet, but I'll jump on there. Did you want me to put along with my own details for the other 4 family members on that list?
yes, you can do that. Are you in the Facebook, our Facebook
Yes, I
message?
am.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, so there's
Yep.
a message in there. I don't know if you've joined the new one.
Yes,
but
I have. Yep.
yeah, brilliant. So what I'll do is I'll put the link in there, but I'll also put the replay of the video that we saw at the beginning of this meeting as well. I'll put that in there so that that's accessible for everybody in that community as well, in that group.
Oh, that'd be great. All right.
Yeah.
And I guess, will that explain the process? Because sorry, yeah, I did miss the beginning. So
No, the process is going to be fairly straightforward. We're going to have, Aquila, members of Aquila and their team, walk us through that. We've all got to kind of walk through that. So the first of us that goes through that will be able to explain it and help others, as well as Aquila. They've got their onboarding process, so they seem to be extremely well organized. We're very grateful for that. So we just need to go through that process, whatever that process is. So over the next few days, we'll be diving into that and moving things along.
all right. Well, that's that all sounds very positive. Barring just moving some money out of a couple of these crypto wallets, we're all funded and ready to go.
Oh, awesome. Fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
you.
sorry, one other thing.
Yeah.
Had been contacted by a couple of people in Circle and I wasn't quite sure. I did, there was one lady who was able to add yesterday. Wasn't quite sure, with, some people asking questions, about, what are we doing in terms of bringing, people have approached me. I'm not approaching anybody. But if people have approached any of us to, find out what's happening, they've heard about the group, et cetera, what's your process or thoughts on that?
It's a good question. It's a bit inevitable, I think, that we're going to get accused of poaching. What I've made clear to Shoba in the past was, when I joined, I had already had a large community of people that I was associated with, a large group of Facebook friends who were all pretty much, well, the vast majority were all network marketers. So I have ongoing, connection with a great many people who are interested in it and who I've had contact with and so on over the years, over this last year or so. And of course, people naturally reach out. And when we said, we were being asked the question some time ago about, cross promoting, what was the definition of it? The only fair definition really is, as you've just said, if people approach you and you have not gone out seeking them from a source of information that is proprietary to somebody else or another community or whatever, if people have approached you, then you've every right to give them the information that they ask for, because you're not poaching at that point. You're not deliberately going out and promoting whatever it is you want to promote. People are approaching you. So that's the black and white criteria, really, I think, of what's a description of cross promoting, or what is not cross promoting. And I think that still stands. We're bound to get a lot of people coming from Shining Stars, because there's I don't know if there's anyone in Shining Stars who's happy with the situation. Maybe the people who earn some money to begin with, but they're not, like Dennis, they're not making money now. And yes, we are contributing, if you like, and it feels awful to do it, but we're contributing to its downfall potentially. But what was it? What was our choice, really?
Yes, there was no choice, to be honest. No. Yes, I get what you're saying. Unfortunately, people won't be gracious. There's a post that I saw in Circle this morning, which is quite disappointing, but If there's genuine people who approach me with interest of finding out what's happening and what might be a better opportunity, then I'm happy to share it with them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, at the end of the day, we all care about people and want to help people. So
Yes, yeah,
what
that's
I do.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Phoenix has just joined the call, and I'd love to see her face to face. I don't know if she's happy to do that. Jill has got her hand up, and Rena has got her hand up as well. But Jill, would you like to ask a question? Jill Ag. Would you like to, oh, there you go. We can't actually hear you, hear you. You have unmuted, but we can't hear you. No. Not hearing anything, I'm afraid, Jill. Do you want to take a moment and we'll ask Rena to come on and then see if you can fix your sound, and we'll come back to you if that's okay. Rena, would you like to unmute and?
Yes, I just want to put everybody at ease about the registration. As we said to you yesterday, we would like you guys to still be the admin of your own teams. Okay. So just so that everybody knows, we have put that offer on the table for you and Jenny and Bert and so on. We are going to train you guys, and Phoenix will give you permission to create the link that is available next in the level. So you will be able to give the link to the next person that wants to register, and you will not be able to use the link more than 2 times. So that is built into the system, and so you will be able to help your whole team at a much faster rate than just 111. So that is also what you guys will be doing if you join the team at the end of the day. Okay. So the onboarding will go quite faster than just having one person to do that.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's great. Thank you. Jill, would you like to try again? Jill Ag, you're muted at the moment. You've unmuted. Unfortunately, we still can't hear you. Oh, there's some noise there. It's very, very faint. Have you got your volume turned up?
I hope Phil hasn't fainted or fallen off a chair like I did the other night.
I think we might have to come back to you, Jill. See if you can sort that out. But yeah, we'll come back to you in a minute or two. Rena, you've still got your hand up. Did you want to say something more?
Sorry, not really, but I just want to ask you something. When all the questions has been answered, may I play you the song that we wake up the people in the morning?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always good to finish on a high note. That'd be lovely. Yeah, fantastic. Let's go to Charlie, and I will come back to you, Jill. So yeah, just I don't know if you pop your hand down for a minute, and then when you think you've got it sorted out, if you could pop your hand up again, that'd be good. Charlie, yeah, would you like to go?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Going on from one of my questions earlier on, that we can actually sign people under ourselves, and then as other people come in, we fill in the level. Okay, I signed up under a lady. I've signed my I've introduced my daughter. She's introduced her friends. So we could end up with kind of like little trails going down to about. I mean, we're on level 6 at the moment, about to fill out level 7. Could we end up in a situation like that where suddenly a couple of people are trailing on maybe level 10 or whatever because they've introduced someone who's introduced someone who's introduced someone?
Well,
is that going to mess up the matrix?
It's a good question, and I'll definitely defer to someone from Aquila in a minute, maybe Phoenix or Rena or whoever. But It's actually the same kind of scenario as Shobha was always explaining to us, is that in that if you are filling sideways, those people who would otherwise be placed below you will get there too much faster.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know, let's hear from someone in Aquila perhaps to address that question. Phoenix might be able to, perhaps, if she doesn't mind, or Rena or Carol.
Yes, Paul, as I was explaining to somebody else just now, if you have got your two, you are more than welcome to bring them below you if you haven't got two. But if you've got more than two, please share those two with somebody else in the same level so that we can keep the levels straight as far as possible and we can fill them up as soon as possible. That's the whole idea.
It's not that I'm very happy to do that, but it's not that I've got more than two. I'm under someone. I've introduced my daughter. She's introduced her friends. So it's a number of people have introduced in a chain. So it's not me introducing 3, 4, 5. It's 3, 4.
2 by 2. Yeah, 2 by 2 by 2, as it were.
Yeah, if I introduce, I've got two people I can bring in straight away, but underneath me, my daughter will be one of them. She's introduced her friends. Does her friend go underneath her, or does her friend go sideways to fill in the level?
Well, yeah, I mean, part of that is on the assumption that they're all happy, willing, and able to pay the 129, because otherwise they would be going in joining as a PIF. But yeah, on that assumption, then yeah, I see what you're saying, and it is a it is a good question, of course, because what we're otherwise saying is that somebody who is being invited to add to their first two as being people that they know and the friends or whatever, friends or family. To place two below them, and then those two people have the same invitation, really, or the same ability to introduce two below them who they know as well.
And
So
of course,
yes,
they're going to want to start filling in their matrix as soon as that's going to be that's human nature.
yeah, yes, good question. Yeah, can we get a response perhaps from Rena?
Okay. We would prefer to build the lines, the levels from left to right. That is the what we would like to do. But we would also encourage the people that's on the last level to ensure to bring their two in as fast as possible. And then obviously they would do the same. But what we will do is we will take the PIFs that everybody is going to sponsor in, and we will we will fill the levels with them at the end of the day. Okay. And try and keep the levels as straight as possible so that there's no holes, because nobody's going to get moved or anything here in Team Aquila. Okay. So you won't be requested to do another email and things like that. Where you register, that's where you will stay. But we will encourage everybody, if they can bring in their two, if they're on the last level, please do so. If you're not on the last level and you still have got more than two, please bring them in and support somebody else in the last level that hasn't got two. So because we are trying to work as a team so that everybody can progress instead of just one team that has got a strong build and they run away from everybody else. The whole idea is to ensure that we help as many as possible. So yes, you will be able to build under you, but we would like to encourage everybody. If you've got more than two, then let's keep the line straight. But yeah, bring in your two, and they can go down under you, and yeah, that's how you can build.
Yeah, I mean, I've got two. I've got two I can bring underneath me.
You are more than welcome to do so.
Right,
Yeah.
thank you. Well, I say one of them is my daughter, and she's introduced people. So what does my daughter do when she's under me? Does she put her friend under her, or does she put her friend level with her?
No, I understand what you're saying, and Reno has just kind of made that quite clear, that we all have that same opportunity and invitation to put two below us. And of course, the faster people do that, the better, and the faster it fills that next line below. And any gaps that occur can be filled with the PIFs. But also bear this in mind as well, which is something that's new to us, of course, is that we will actually, as I understand it, be able to see the entire matrix,
Yes.
everyone in that matrix, and where the positions and the holes and the gaps are. And we can literally say, oh, there's somebody over there who needs a couple of people, let me try and help that person and help fill the lineup. So it gives us much more, ability to kind of help out and really kind of achieve all the things that we've been wanting to achieve in helping other people as well. So I think that all in all, that's always a bit of a challenge when you're trying to manage it this way. It was a big challenge for Shining Stars, and half the problem is that we couldn't really see what was going on, and of course we had all the mess of it, etc., etc. That's very different now, and we do get to see exactly, what the matrix is doing and where we might be able to be of most help. So I think that's very exciting.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah.
What I also can
Thank
say
you.
to you is that with the second income stream that we have started as a solution to build the matrix, the members that is gaining funds there so that they can do their registration into Grace directly. We will use them to keep the levels straight as well. Okay, so they will go in on the level from left to right. That's how we will place them.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I've just noticed we've been on this call, I think, for 4 hours. Is that true? It's just amazing. And it's just like it's gone pretty quick, I think. But if you said to somebody, go listen to a 4 hour replay, I don't think you're going to get many takers on that one. But anyway, it has been the most amazing meeting. I mean, I don't know if you all agree with that. I think so. And I think we have an amazing future, an amazing opportunity to work with Aquila. And I don't think we've ever been in a better position, frankly. So we'll be obviously in conversation with everybody. Yeah, round of applause, I would say, especially for Phoenix. We haven't heard from Phoenix today. She sounds like a lovely girl, and she definitely deserves a round of applause. So well done, and thank you, Phoenix.
Yeah,
Oh,
indeed.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks,
Uh,
everyone.
Pleasure.
Sorry
Lovely.
about my silence. I was just, getting the baby down, and I didn't want
Oh,
all of that to be on your call. So sorry about that.
oh, well, it's lovely to hear your voice. So we so appreciate obviously everything that you've done, and it's an amazing achievement. And you've got a lot of very happy, grateful people, around you as a result of it now. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Lucinda, you had your hand up. Did you want to say something?
No, it was a boo-boo.
It was a boo-boo, right? Okay.
It was a boo-boo. Sorry.
My time is going to be freed up by quite a bit now. So I just want to say, we can set up as any kind of, any amount of Zooms over the coming days. We can get together as much as we like and work our way through this so that we get everybody transitioned over and get locked in, I think. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So there was a suggestion from Rena, I think was it, or from Carol to play us out with some music. So I think that you can just go ahead and share the screen if you wanted to or needed to, and then it'd be wonderful to hear the music and wish everybody a good evening and a good afternoon or wherever. And yeah, go ahead if you'd like to.
Sorry, I'm just going to play the song. I'm not going to share anything.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Can
right.
I play?
Yeah, go ahead. And then if people
Please
want to
do.
leave during the
Yes,
course
thank
of
you
it,
so
then
much.
they can do that. And yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you, Paul, for having us.
Oh, well,
No,
it's us that
thank
are the
you.
most grateful, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you very
Love
much.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
missed y'all.
Thank you.
I think you might have to share your screen to get the music to be shared as well. And then when you share, you have to actually select the share the sound as well. So I don't know if I guess you're familiar with that process, but we can't hear anything yet. Let us know when you started it and we'll tell you whether we can hear it.
Oh, sorry, I thought you can hear it. What do
No.
you say I must share? I must
You-
do?
If you share the screen, and in the process of sharing the screen, there'll be an option where there's three little dots where you click on the three dots to bring up. Actually, no, it's on. No, it is on the three dots. And if you click on the three dots, it gives you the option to share the music as well, share the sound, basically.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the three there. Is it there?
Yeah, there should be an option to
Share computer sound. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Let's see if you can hear it. Just tell me if you can hear it, okay?
Yeah. Nothing so.
Not.
No.
Okay. Sorry, let me just try and see if I can.
You could send it to me if you like. I think you might have already, actually.
Stereo. Let's put it on stereo. Let's see.
Okay.
Great day!
Yeah.
Great people! The Matrix is calling! Wake up in the morning, feel the power surge. Positive vibe, we're building the future emerge. Low entry, big dreams, step into the game. Vow unity, matrix, lighting up the flame. Up line flowing, down line growing. Spill over magic, watch the BTC start showing. Cycle after cycle, upgrades on the way. 12 slots shining, turning night to day. Hands up, victory, feel the energy. Bitcoin wealth rising, set your spirit free. Bring three, get money back, watch the matrix spin. Payouts raining down, let the good times begin. Hands up, prosperity, join the family. Hard-coded command, pure victory. From slot 1 to 12, the blessings overflow. Worldwide movement, everybody let's go. No lazy minds, we grind and shine, recycle and rise. The future's divine. Royal pool calling 7 payments strong. Auto upgrade system where we all belong. Tell your brother, tell your sister, spread the word worldwide. Smart people moving. Catch this rising tide. Hands up, victory, feel the energy. Bitcoin wealth rising, set your spirit free. Bring free, get money back, watch the matrix spin. Payouts raining down, let the good times begin. Hands up, prosperity, join the family. Hard-coded command, pure victory. Blessings flowing, come and get it. Feel the wind, vow unity forever. Let the revolution spin. Rise again. Worldwide, hands up, victory. Bitcoin wealth, built by the people, for the people.
Hey!
Hey, that was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Happy dance.
Love
So
that.
wonderful.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I loved it.
Bravo, thank you.
Well, thank you everybody for coming, and we've got a very rosy future ahead of us, I think. So yes, thank you to all of the team from Aquila, and we really look forward to moving ahead with you guys. So I think with that,
Thank you. Amen to that.
I just want to say that we feel so fortunate
Yes.
to have just come in at this right time with you. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Perfect
so much.
timing, yeah.
Thank you, Dennis, and we'd love to have you all on board. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you.
We are
Welcome to the family, guys.
Thank you.
for allowing us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Good to
you.
be here.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Night.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Big gratitude to you, for.
Good night,
I
guys.
just wanted to say that
Thank you.
because you've steered the ship and spent all these hours of time, and it's just huge. It's a huge gift you've given us. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. That's
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all, guys, for your efforts. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll be talking again soon.
Thanks,
All right.
Paul. See you
Cheers.
guys. Bye,
Bye for now.
Jenny. Bye, Grandma.
Bye now,
Uncle Dennis.